Hey guys, I've been away for a little while, but we got an interesting project today. Uh, this is my son's ATV, and he was backing it up the other day, getting ready to go wash it off, and the wheel fell down. Well, what it ended up being was this little jam nut right here. There's one that's supposed to be on the inside, and it fell out. So this is actually the good side. I'll take you over to the bad side here. So as you can see, I've just got a nut on here, just kind of temporarily holding it. So what we've got to do today is we have to manufacture a new one of these bushing slash jam nuts. So let's get started. So digging through my stash of lug nuts and stuff like that I've got kicking around, I originally went over to my metric bolt set, and I did not have anything other than that one nut that I showed you in the previous little clip. So I went down to our local tractor store, and they didn't have any metric bolts. I needed an M14 by 1.5. They didn't have anything, so then I went to my local box store thinking, well, maybe they'll have it because they've got a decent metric selection, and they stopped at an M12, so that didn't help me. So I went to our we have a little small home center here, and so I went there, and well, they had an M12, or excuse me, M14 by 1.5, and I'll show you what those looked like, but they were almost $4 each. Well, I grabbed them just to be on the safe side in case I didn't have anything here at the house. And so I got thinking about it, and I have all these lug nuts from a 2014 era Dodge pickup truck, 3/4 ton or a 1 ton, and they're metric and they don't fit my 2010, which is still an imperial thread. So I've got all these kicking around, and I thought, you know what, I wonder if they are the same thread. So let's go take a look and see if they are. Oh, don't mind my mess, it's kind of a little bit of a throwing spot there. So if I take one of these and I put it on here, thread's on there perfectly. So that's great. All right. Now, if we take a look at the length is more than enough. So that's great too. All right. So I think this is where we're going to go. Now, I looked these up online, and your local parts store has them for a couple bucks each. So if I was really thinking about this yesterday, which I actually went over to my little drawer of all my lug nuts and things like that. I'm like, oh crap, I don't have anything big enough. And then, you sleep on it for a night, and then you think about it. So let me show you what the other options that I had come up with, and we'll go from there. All right, so this is what we're going to be trying to imitate. Notice that there's threads that go all the way through the entire thing. Okay. So this is what I had come up with. Now, these are those $4 nuts that I picked up at the smaller hardware store yesterday. And then at the big box store, picked up one of these sleeves. Now, this bolt right here was the only M14 by 1.5 pitch bolt that I could find in my collection. So this is what I was thinking. Notice how that will not fit over the threads. My idea was to take a tap, put a tap down, and thread through here. Okay, so that would be that part of it. Now, if I take this bolt right here, I lay it on top, I have a very close facsimile. Now I can cut that down on the lathe, and I can cut this head down if I need to. All right. So you kind of see where I was going. Now, the other thing I was thinking was I could either try to spin weld these two pieces together on the lathe. I don't know if my lathe would actually get fast enough or have enough power to do that. I could try brazing these two together. Problem is I don't have any braze, and I don't have really a lot of experience with brazing. I could silver solder. Again, I don't have any silver solder. The other thing I was thinking I could do is I could take and I could, if I take this off for a second, take this on the lathe, I could cut a small groove where this could actually fit into. I could take my MIG welder and I could weld around that. I could also take my oxyacetylene and I could gas weld around this. It'd probably be actually the easier and better way, where you don't have a lot of buildup. And then I could take it back over to the lathe and I could just cut off the little bit of weld that's on there. So now the bad thing is that it's two pieces, so it's not real super strong. And the second problem is that, and it's not by much, I mean, they are pretty darn close, but there is just ever so slightly a difference in the thickness between this piece here and this piece that I'm going to make. So this was my original plan. I think I'm going to veer away from that, and I think I'm going to take the lug nut. And I think I'm going to take the lug nut and make it into that, because if you can look at it, you'll notice that I've got more than enough material, all right, even with where the threads stop on there. So I think that's where we're gonna go. So let's go ahead and let me find a tripod and get you guys chucked up in the lathe, and we'll get started. I'm gonna go ahead and just start setting this up a little bit. Now, what I'm going to do first is I'm going to start whittling away this material right here so that we can start representing this. So let's go ahead and get started. Turn that off. All right, lunch is done. Let's pick up where we left off. Let's just make sure. I had this set so it's zeroed out. Close enough to zero. Yep, moving on me. I'd say that's close enough for us, what we're trying to do. Okay, so next is, might as well cut the depth off of this. Let me move this. All right, so we need a depth of, let me zero this. We need a depth of 0.524. I'm gonna just double check it. Yeah, 524, 525. All right, so that means, let me zero that. I need to take off about 85 thousandths. Close enough. We are close enough. Unlock this. Let's take our carriage out. All right. Oh, we're back over at the machine. So, this is the one that we just finished machining. Let's go ahead and lift the, actually, you know what? Let's test fit it first. Make sure it actually does thread on. Be pretty embarrassing if we went through all that work and it doesn't thread. Beautiful. Threads on there nice. A little dirt or something like that on the threads, but that thread's on beautiful. All right. All right, well, let's go ahead and get this machine. Ooh, move myself around here. Now you guys can't see anything. Let's get you repositioned here. There we go. Ah, that is beautiful. That is absolutely beautiful. I am happy with that. All right. Awesome. Awesome, awesome. Well, let's take off. So that was the good side. Let's come back over on this side now. Let me see if I can reposition you guys so you can see us a little bit better. If I put that there, angle you guys down a little bit. There we go. I put some Loctite on this just to be on the safe side yesterday. I didn't want this coming off. All right, I think I'm gonna need to grab a real wrench or a socket. Be right back. All right, we grabbed the proper size wrench. I didn't have a metric size crescent before. Grab my metric. All right. Now, go ahead and put this on. All right, there she is. Let's go ahead, get her off the jack stand, back down onto her own feet. Out of the way. Oh yeah, that looks good. That looks real good. I'm very